Hello everyone. Sorry for the delay of Christmas movie reviews, but to start this off, I'm here with my father for another movie review. Say hi, Dad.
Hi.
Today we're going to be talking about Little Women from '94. What do you think of Little Women from '94?
I think it's the definitive version of the book Little Women.
Oh yeah, totally. I agree, 100%. It's definitely one of my favorite, actually probably one of my favorite movies of all time too, and also it's a great feel-good movie set during the Civil War about this family where it's Christmas, but they don't have money to buy each other presents because of economics and the war and budgets. Right. But the one gift that they did have is love.
That's right. They had a very strong family bond and dynamic.
Absolutely. And also I've never seen the other. I've only seen the 2019 Little Women. This is the first one I saw before I knew about the other versions of Little Women. But that time we saw the 2019 version, I'm like, you know what? This is not Little Women to me, because that's saying when you think of a certain movie version, you think of that actor or actress in mind. And when I think of Little Women, I think Winona Ryder, Claire Danes, Susan Sarandon, and Kirstin Dunst, and Samantha Mathis, and that other actress who played the oldest, forget her name, the actress name escapes me. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Mary Wicks.
No, not Mary Wicks. I'm talking about the other sister, the one with the curling iron where she burned.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know who you mean. I'll remember the name.
Yeah, yeah. To me, Winona Ryder is Jo in my head.
Yeah, she is. I think she captures all the different aspects of her personality, as depicted in the book. Right.
She's a tomboy. She's very artistic, creative. She wants to be a writer, and no matter how complicated the family can drive her crazy, always loves her family no matter what.
Right.
Especially even when Kirstin Dunst burned her one of her stories in the fire.
I know. Yeah.
You know what's funny? This is a movie I can remember we always watched a lot as a kid at Christmas time, but then there was a period we stopped, and having rewatched it, recently it's come back to me. I kind of find it funny how I remember certain moments that kind of hit spark in my head, that part when she burned one of her stories, and also when Jo is giving her sister something with the curling iron, she burns the hair by accident.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess lesson learned: don't ask your sister to
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I also remember the part when Jo donates her hair so that way she had money to provide for her family. This kind of reminded me a little bit of The Gift of Magi. Later on, Jo cries about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the first version, which is with Katharine Hepburn.
Right.
Directed by George Cukor.
Right.
Which is also very good. At one time, that was considered to be the definitive version.
Right.
By many people, it still is.
Right.
Then there was another one that was done. That was with Elizabeth Taylor.
Right. And Janet Leigh, I've heard.
And Janet Leigh. I don't recall who directed that, but that's probably the weakest version of the ones that I've seen. Gotcha. And I also found out there were actually some silent versions of it before those other versions. Yes. And those I can't make comments on, or I don't know anything about them. Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Yeah, but also the other thing too about this film I love about it shows growing up and when they're trying to find their identities in life as women.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the type of prejudice that they experience.
Yes.
At that time.
Yes, that scene when Jo is with Gabriel Byrne's character, and they're all discussing, politics and women's rights. It's like they're coming off as condescending and looking down upon women in that scene.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That was the attitude towards women.
True. And that just makes me cringe when I watch that scene. Especially how Ray just so a little bit mean and cruel to Jo in that scene.
They are.
Yeah, it's also what do you think of Claire Danes and Kirstin Dunst, the other sister characters in this movie?
Yeah, I think the casting was perfect.
Yes.
Everyone. Claire Danes, she was excellent. Especially very touching. When she
passes away from scarlet fever.
She contracts the scarlet fever.
Right.
Also, the Laurie.
Christian Bale's character.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
He's excellent.
Oh, yeah. As usual, we forgot to mention this about how we met the lovely, talented Samantha Mathis at Chiller Theater 2022. She was fun to me, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
And you told her how much she agreed and liked our comment, how this was the real definitive and much better version of Little Women.
Yeah, she really did. She was very friendly, and she appreciated what we had to say.
Well, of course, it's still like the best Little Women version to date. I also forgot to mention about how the part when they break up with when Joe and Laurie break up, I'm thinking to myself, I guess she doesn't have a thing for Batman. As a joke, wait a minute, Joe, I'm Batman. I guess Batman didn't turn her on.
I guess not.
Because it's funny, like looking back at this, you never would have realized this guy would be Batman in a few years. Like especially us being Batman fans.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Mm-hmm.
If someone had told us at that time that Christian Bale would be Batman one day, I would not have believed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gabriel Byrne is too.
Oh, he is. He's excellent.
Gabriel Byrne's character is different than the one in the book.
Right.
The one in the book, he was. I don't know if he was older, but physically he was different. You know, he was a portly guy with a big beard.
Right.
Whereas Gabriel
like Santa
Byrne
Claus.
was not that, but still, as the character, he fit in very well.
No, I think he does an excellent job. He really what's funny is when you see how when Joe first dated Laurie, then Gabriel Byrne comes in the picture, you see the differences, how who was the better fit for Joe.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, she may have had a thing for Laurie, but I think deep down it was really Gabriel Byrne that was the perfect fit for her, because they had a lot in common. They were both
Right.
into the same stories, plays, and Laurie was a great guy, but I think but it's true, they say sometimes things work out for a reason when someone else is just a better fit for somebody, and especially how Kirstin, he ends up with her younger sister Amy.
Right. I remember when the movie first came out, and Susan Sarandon was playing Marmee, and I was like, gee, that's really miscasting.
Really?
And I was absolutely wrong. I mean, she's
terrific.
She's terrific as Marmee.
She is. She's excellent.
She embodies all the characteristics of the character. I think I'm really happy that they cast her in that part.
Especially how she's a mother who is not around a lot, but she does the best effort of giving all their love when she's around, and
right.
Yeah. And especially how they're all worried about hoping that their father can come home for after when the war is over for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we do see that. It's a very nice touch, like you said. It has a lot of nice touching moments in the film. That's one of them. Or even the ending is a very touching moment when her book is finally published.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a nice Frank Capra feel-good moment.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and also you were saying to me before how. Oh yeah, what do you think of Mary Wicks's character?
Yeah, she plays her just like she should.
Right, old, little crotchety, mean, and
in her ways, and women should be this way and that way.
Right.
All the rules of society that she has.
Right. Well, it's that saying the old and the young generation. Right. That was an example of the time, new generation and the old generation of women for that time.
Mm-hmm. Another, and obviously the center part of this whole production is the director.
Gillian Anderson, right?
Gillian Armstrong.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Gillian Armstrong. And her choices of camera movements and scene constructions, and she really moves the story along. And she adds some really excellent touches that bring out a lot of emotion, in the story.
Right.
And not to say the least about the composer of the score, Thomas Newman. His score is absolutely beautiful, and in my mind, the score that was done by the composer for the 2014, was it?
No, 19.
2019 score. I don't think he holds a candle to Thomas Newman's score.
No, well,
it's very evocative, and it's set. The type of music, it's kind of Copland-esque, and it fits the film perfectly.
Right. Well, I only saw that once. I don't remember the score to the 2019 version of Little Women. But like I said, that was just a one-time watch, and I'll probably never go back to that version ever in my life. To me, this will be the version I'll always go back to when I watch it around Christmas time. But besides this being a Christmas movie, it's a seasonal movie.
Yeah.
Starts off at Christmas, and then it goes through the seasons, and not just the seasons, throughout, like, the years in between the Civil War, and also, like, in the later years when they're all, like, grown up, and, Amy marries Laurie, and Claire Danes' character dies from scarlet fever, and that's saying life goes on, and things change in life. Yeah. Anything else you want to touch upon with Little Women, or?
No, I think we covered it.
It's a great movie. Go check it out. If you want to see the best version of Little Women, check this one out. Signing off. See you next time. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.